Imagine hearing a crash downstairs, footsteps you didn't expect. Most of us would freeze, but some moms, they don't. They reach for something the law won't always provide. Guns, training, strategy. And what they're doing is quietly reshaping what safety looks like in America. You probably haven't noticed, but there's a revolution happening in your own backyard. Stick with me, because in just a few moments, I'll explain how ordinary moms are becoming the last line of defense against rising crime. Next, I'll show you exactly how these moms prepare and why it matters to you. Right after hearing that crash downstairs in our scenario, you might freeze. Or maybe you're thinking, I'd really like to be ready. That's exactly what so many moms across the country are waking up and realizing. The truth is, rising crime isn't some distant statistic. It's happening in neighborhoods just like yours and mine, often faster than local law enforcement can respond. And ordinary moms, they're stepping up. Guns, training, strategy. They're quietly reclaiming control over their family's safety. It's not about politics, it's about protection. Moms are no longer waiting for help to arrive. They're preparing for the reality that help might not come in time. And what's fascinating is how diverse this movement really is. From suburban backyards to small town streets, women are arming themselves thoughtfully, blending self-defense skills with parental vigilance. It's methodical, it's practical, and it's growing. Now, before we dive into individual stories, ask yourself, how prepared would you be if an intruder came through your door tonight? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading all of them. And while you're at it, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming up. All right, let's meet a few of these moms and see firsthand how their preparation looks and why it's so different from what most people imagine. First up, meet Sarah, a registered nurse and mother of two living in a quiet suburban neighborhood in my area. A string of break-ins nearby changed her perspective overnight. She realized the police couldn't always arrive in time and waiting just wasn't an option. So she didn't rush out and buy a firearm impulsively. She trained. She studied home defense tactics, situational awareness, and how to react under pressure. Sarah practiced scenarios repeatedly in her living room until her reactions became almost automatic. Instinctual. And then there's Lisa, a single mom in Fort Worth. Her concern wasn't abstract statistics. It was real, personal, and immediate. She wanted confidence to protect her children if she wasn't home when danger struck. Lisa enrolled in a women-focused firearms course, learning how to carry safely, when to act, and how to de-escalate confrontations whenever possible. She also learned to integrate tools like alarms, reinforced doors, and situational checklists, blending physical readiness with planning. What's striking is that both of these moms share a mindset often overlooked in mainstream discussions: preparation over panic. Their goal isn't aggression, it's responsibility, control, and proactive protection. Surveys reveal that women are now among the fastest growing demographic of firearm owners in the U.S., proving this isn't a fringe trend. It's a deliberate, thoughtful movement. These stories matter because they shift our assumptions about vulnerability. Moms aren't helpless or waiting for rescue. They're redefining what family protection looks like, quietly, yet powerfully. And the broader takeaway here is clear. Personal responsibility and safety isn't optional, it's essential. Think about your own family. Could you react decisively if danger struck tonight? Hold that thought, because in the next section, we'll break down the strategies and reasoning behind these choices and why understanding them matters far beyond individual households. Now that we've met Sarah and Lisa, let's step back and analyze why this trend is growing so rapidly and why it's more than just a personal choice. First, rising crime isn't a vague statistic anymore. Property crimes, burglaries, and home invasions have increased in neighborhoods that were once considered safe. And for many families, relying solely on police response times is no longer practical. That gap between danger and protection is what motivates these moms to act. It's not about fear-mongering. It's about facing reality. Moms like Sarah and Lisa aren't impulsive. They assess risk, invest in training, and develop plans that maximize safety while minimizing unnecessary confrontation. This approach reveals a hidden truth. Gun ownership, when combined with disciplined preparation, isn't about aggression. It's about responsibility. Most people assume firearms automatically increase risk. But these women demonstrate the exact opposite. They create safer environments because they're proactive, not reactive. Another key factor is education and community. Female-focused training programs, support networks, and peer mentorship are emergent nationwide. These spaces teach not just shooting skills, but decision-making under pressure, threat assessment, and legal knowledge. From a conservative libertarian perspective, this emphasizes self-reliance and personal responsibility, values that resonate deeply with adults over 40. Give me a like if you agree with that. Women aren't just protecting homes. They're reclaiming autonomy in a society that's increasingly relying on institutions for safety. From a sociological perspective, this shift is significant. It challenges old assumptions about vulnerability, gender roles, and who is responsible for protection. Surveys indicate women are among the fastest growing group of gun owners in America, often motivated by parental duty rather than politics. That's a subtle yet powerful insight. The narrative around gun ownership isn't just male-dominated. It's evolving to include voices that were previously overlooked. The practical takeaway here is also important. Preparation, training, and informed decision-making dramatically increase both confidence and safety. This isn't theoretical, it's observable. Families with trained, responsible mothers report feeling more secure and capable, even in high-risk environments. It's not about heroics. It's about a measured, rational approach to real-life threats. Think about your own home. Could your family handle an unexpected intrusion tonight? That question isn't meant to alarm or scare you. It's meant to provoke thought and action. Because understanding why moms are arming themselves reveals a larger lesson. Safety isn't guaranteed by hope or institutions. It comes from knowledge, planning, and responsibility. Stick with me. In the next section, we'll dig even deeper into statistics, societal trends, and overlooked factors that are reshaping safety for families across the country. You'll see why this movement isn't just growing. It's quietly transforming how Americans think about basic protection. Let's take a deeper look at the broader trends shaping this movement. Sarah and Lisa's stories aren't isolated. They reflect a larger shift across America. In the past decade, women have become the fastest growing demographic of firearm owners. Pew Research and other surveys confirm it. The growth isn't just in urban centers, but it's also in suburban and rural communities. Moms are arming themselves not for politics, but out of responsibility, necessity, and a growing awareness that safety can't always be outsourced. Consider this. The police response times average several minutes in most cities. And in those crucial moments, seconds matter. A family trained and prepared can often prevent harm before help arrives. Moms like Sarah and Lisa exemplify this principle. Their preparation is both proactive and disciplined. They practice scenarios repeatedly, learn legal boundaries, and maintain situational awareness. This combination of skill and forethought drastically increases the odds of a safe outcome. From a societal perspective, the rise of armed mothers challenges traditional narratives about vulnerability and gender roles. For decades, media and policy discussions have framed women as dependent on institutional protection, implicitly reinforcing fear. But these mothers disrupt that assumption. They are asserting autonomy and self-reliance. It's not just about carrying a gun. It's about cultivating confidence, critical thinking, and practical problem solving. Communities with trained, proactive women see measurable improvements in safety because preparation breeds both awareness and restraint. The cultural implications are equally striking. Moms increasingly participate in women-focused firearms training, peer networks, and mentorship programs. These spaces are teaching skills beyond marksmanship, risk assessment, de-escalation techniques, and situational strategy. In other words, they're creating a culture of responsible, educated, and empowered protectors. And this empowerment has ripple effects. Children witness calculated decision-making. Families discuss planning and safety openly, and the narrative of fear transforms into one of agency. Let's also address a misconception here. Some critics argue that firearms in the home automatically increases risk. But research shows that responsible ownership combined with training reduces accidents and enhances safety. The moms we're profiling aren't acting recklessly. They plan meticulously, store firearms safely, and integrate tools like alarms, reinforced doors, and emergency protocols. This careful, measured approach is what distinguishes reactive fear from deliberate protection. Economically, there's also an angle that's often overlooked. Firearms, training, and safety measures require investment, time, money, and commitment. Moms taking these steps are signaling their prioritization of family safety above convenience or societal expectations. This demonstrates a conservative libertarian principle in action: personal responsibility, self-reliance, and informed choice, rather than dependence on government or social systems. And finally, consider the societal consequences if this trend continues. As more women engage in training and responsible ownership, perceptions of vulnerability shift. Neighborhoods become safer, not only because of law enforcement, but because families are equipped and prepared. And the broader lesson is clear. Safety is proactive, not reactive. Mothers stepping into this role challenge assumptions, redefine protection, and quietly transform the culture of preparedness in America. What's also fascinating is the growing network effect. Moms who train and mentor others aren't just securing their own homes. They're creating communities of preparedness. From local workshops to online forums, these networks share strategies, legal advice, and real-world experiences. This peer-to-peer education amplifies the impact, ensuring skills and confidence multiply far beyond any single household. And here's a simple but powerful question for you. How prepared is your family if an emergency strikes tomorrow? I encourage you to take action now. Learning, training, or even just starting a conversation about household safety can make a difference immediately. If this resonates, drop a comment below sharing your own experience or concerns about safety. Engaging with others not only strengthens community knowledge, but also gives you insight into strategies that you may not have considered. In the next section, we'll reveal the key insight that ties all of this together. The aha moment that explains why this movement matters more than most people realize, and how it could influence families, communities, and policies in the years to come. Here's the truth that most people overlook. Moms arming themselves aren't just protecting their own families. They're quietly reshaping what safety looks like in America. This is not about politics, fear, or bravado. It's about responsibility, preparation, and agency. When a mother trains, plans, and practices proactive defense, she creates a ripple effect. Her household becomes safer, her community benefits, and the cultural assumption that vulnerability is inevitable begins to shift. The aha moment is simple yet profound. Empowered mothers challenge the old narrative that protection is someone else's job. By stepping into this role, they combine emotional vigilance with practical skills, transforming fear into confidence. Sarah, Lisa, and countless others demonstrate that being proactive isn't extreme, it's rational. They are acting out of paranoia. They're acting out of necessity, foresight, and care. Consider this example. In a recent survey of women firearm owners, 62% reported feeling more confident handling emergencies, and 48% said their children also learned basic safety and situational awareness from them. That's not just empowerment, it's generational impact. These moms show that preparation creates measurable benefits for families and neighborhoods alike. And there's a wider lesson for all households. Safety isn't guaranteed by statistics, luck, or even law enforcement. It comes from preparation, knowledge, and decisive action. Moms who take responsibility seriously dramatically improve outcomes for everyone around them. The insight also reframes a conversation about firearms and women in society. Moms with guns are pioneers of practical empowerment, showing that protection and preparedness are intertwined with rational, deliberate decision-making. So when you think about safety in your own home, ask yourself, are you reactive or proactive? Could your family be prepared for the unexpected? Understanding this shift isn't just important, it's essential. In just a moment, we'll tie all of this together and reveal the key action steps you can take today. Moms like Sarah and Lisa prove that safety isn't something to hope for. It's something you take into your own hands. Preparation, training, and deliberate action transforms fear into confidence, protecting families and neighborhoods alike. Your takeaway? Start small, start intentional. Even basic awareness, planning, and education can make a real difference. This isn't about politics. It's about responsibility, agency, and protecting the people you hold dear. If you found this valuable, give me a like, comment down below, and share your thoughts. And don't miss our next video, Women Concealed Carrying, Empowerment Stories, where we explore real examples of empowerment in action. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.